The following movie is rated R.
To kind of bring you up to speed where we're at, they just finished Act 1. The cryo tubes opened up, and they have got the folks in the cryo tube chamber locked down. Let's move to that.
Oops.
And
they're not super pleased about that. But.
No. A burster just came out of one of the folks here, and has gone scurrying into this vent here, and that's kind of where we left things. You can go ahead and give Rye a story point since the character was here. Miller is an NPC. And why don't you guys real quick just share who you're playing with, and we'll start with Andy.
Well, I'm your buddy Cham. So between you and me, we keep the ship humming and running. You handle the computer equipment, and I handle all the things that require a wrench or muscles or all the stuff that you don't have. But I'm an alright guy. I kind of shepherd everybody else along. So if stuff is going on, we're on leave or whatnot, I'm kind of the mother hen of the group. Captain calls the shots, and I make sure stuff gets done.
Simon, a.k.a. Big Daddy.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize what that actually means over in the States. So
you were forgiven this once.
He knows every other aspect of American pop culture, but he didn't know that one. Yeah, we'll buy that.
But did you notice I didn't actually change it? Once I figured it out. How are you, Josh? I'm Simon. I've been a firefighter for as long as you've been alive, and that makes me feel so old.
It is what it is.
No, mate, it's good to have some fresh blood, some young blood in it. I play Davis, the pilot, and I am drinking one of those V drinks to give me into the character more because she's an adrenaline junkie, and basically out of necessity because she finds this kind of thing so boring. So, like the super smart kid in class who acts up just because it's boring for her, I'm the same thing. Piloting the ship, this big space truck, is kind of boring, and she likes to do things a bit more wild. However, she's starting to rethink that because this is a little bit too wild for even her. Like,
All
what
right.
the hell just happened to that poor bloke?
And then we've got Michael, aka McAdams.
Yes, hi. I'm Mike. I'm playing Wilson, the company man that everyone loves to hate. I'm the only one of the crew that's not really part of the crew. I'm assigned here by the company. I've been with you guys for about 6 months now, so we know each other pretty well. And that's about it.
Okay, so that's got our introductions done. Everybody's got their story point logged on their sheet, I hope.
And what do we use the story points for again?
The story point is an auto success. So, and you can call that out at any point. So, like, let's say you make a roll and then you even push a roll and you fail, but you got to have a success. You can still say, hey, I'm going to spend my story point. Or before you make any rolls at all, or before you push because you don't want to add any more stress, you can say, I'm going to use my story point instead. Okay? So, where they're at, they've got the air scrubbers up and running. The comm system is still down. Mother is basically starting to come back to active, and we've got our remaining crew of the Kronos is been locked in their cryostasis chamber here, and they've just had a traumatic incident where something came out of this person's neck and head and basically ripped it clean off and splattered to the ground, did a quick hiss, and ran away. So there's a lull in the screaming as everybody just is kind of now taking a breath. They're the shock of it is sort of settling in, and this one comes over and is kind of checking the body, where this woman comes up to the window and she's basically pointing and saying, "You need to let us out." She hits the comm link on the wall and says, I am telling you right now, you're to let us out. I am Clayton. I am the company rep for this ship, and I will have all of your jobs if you don't let me out immediately. So she's identified herself as basically the company person for the vessel.
Cam slaps a big meaty paw over the intercom, the speaker and whatnot, before anybody else has a chance to grab it. Captain, we need to get the fuck off this boat. Did you just see what happened in there?
The captain is visibly shaken and says, maybe that's a good idea. But what do we can't just leave them, can we?
You see the thing that exploded out of his fucking head?
Yeah, but I don't want to leave them here. They're
Dead
people.
bodies all over the goddamn ship, Captain.
They say they took an inoculation, so that won't happen. In the background, you see this person stand up, and Clayton turns to him, and still has her hand on the button, and you hear say, "What do you mean he didn't take it?" And you see the person back here stand up, and out of the pocket of the coat that this person was wearing pulls out a looks like basically an injector. And says he didn't. Why wouldn't Cooper have taken the inoculation? And is holding it up. And so she turns back and says, "Look, there's the problem. That he didn't take the inoculation. I don't know why he didn't. The rest of us are okay. You need to let us out." And she's going to pull a manipulation roll here on the captain. Let's see how she does. Ooh, not very good. That's the wrong dice pool. I got to pull up the right character sheet for me to get what I'm looking for. There we go. Not much better. Oh, but we got a stress dice from the captain. Oh, holding it together. All right, so Miller says, Miss Clayton, I understand that you are the company agent, but this is all too much, and I can't risk my crew. And Clayton is obviously furious and says, fine, we'll find a different way out, and cuts the mic and starts kind of chatting with these other two here. So Miller says, okay, what do we do? Are we really going to leave these people to die? We'll have to answer for that when we get back to...
This ship's been sitting out here for
Not just
75
that.
years, cooking up fucking monsters. They dropped off the grid before our lifetimes even started.
As soon
There's
as we...
lies all over the ship.
But
They jettisoned their science pod. Who knows what these people were up to?
I understand that, but it also... Weyland-Yutani knows we found this. The second we received that transmission, they were aware that we've stumbled onto the Chronos.
Let them send the goddamn ship out here and find it.
But if we don't help them out of there and they do something drastic, it could screw us both.
Can we cut off life support to one section of the ship?
Can we fall back to our ship and isolate them to their ship?
Yes.
We can still tow them back.
Yes. You could set up a tow. Miller says, Cham, how long do you think that would take? And you reckon that'd be probably at least an hour to set up.
I was going to say, give me a couple hours to... I mean, we got to seal the umbilical. Who knows where that fucking critter went? We don't want that back on our ship.
All right.
I say we force them back into the cryo tubes.
Get
They
back
can
into
ride-
your chill lockers. And,
I'm sure that'll go just swell. I'm sure they'll be like, oh yeah, guys, we'll just hop right back in. No problems.
Well, that's why I asked if we could cut off life support to one section of the ship.
That is something that Cham could probably accomplish with the help of Rye. That's probably not just a software thing. There's probably going to have to be some hardware stuff.
I can isolate the conduits and the air handling system, and
Now, you notice that they are headed over to the other door on the other side of the chamber. So if you're going to keep them locked in, I'm going to need a Comtech roll so they can't open that door and bypass the security that's on that door.
where's that door go, champ?
Our Comtech person is Rye, correct?
Correct, yep.
That's correct. Captain, I need to know right now what the play is. Are we helping them or not? Because if we lock this door, we lock in our choice.
I don't want... Miller looks at you dead in the eye and says, I don't want them to get out until we decide what we're going to do. And I know that's going to frustrate them, but we've got to keep them isolated because we don't want to get sick. And until we find out some more information, we can't let them just wander around the ship.
Yeah, Cap. There's another access way that drops down to A deck or B deck, on the far side of that bulkhead.
Yep. Okay, so did you make a roll? Did you? Nice. Yeah, beautiful. Yep. So that's 3 successes. That's going to stymie them for quite a bit, and give you a hot minute to decide how you're going to handle things going forward. All right, Miller says I'm open to options. You think tow it? I can't leave the ship here. We can't just abandon it. And I agree, we can't let them out, but I don't know how we're going to get them to go back into cryo.
Cut off the life support.
Yeah, we shut down the life support to yeah, hey, you guys have 10 minutes before we start, before you're sucking vapor, and we're going to vent the atmo in this section of the ship. So you're either in cryo or you're not making it back.
Because
You know, we'll let-
apparently, whatever was incubating inside that person was also in hibernation while they were in there. Because they've been here for 70-something years. So
Yeah,
we don't know if anybody else there is harboring whatever they're harboring.
call this
And
thing into ICC quarantine, man.
yeah,
We should
what
be
does
discussing this on our ship
and,
where it's
and what
safe.
and what does inoculation do exactly? That didn't look like a virus to me.
Okay. Miller says, let's get to work. Ryan Cham, head to the bridge to start isolating the systems that you need. Wilson, let's go to Mother and see if we can get the information that we are supposed to collect from Mother, and maybe we can figure something out. We're supposed to collect samples. We were ordered to collect samples. Maybe we can hit the labs also. What do you think, Wilson?
I think we should go check out Mother first.
Okay. So let's get rolling. Ryan Cham up to the bridge. Davis, why don't you go with them and you can help them also. They can ask any questions that might be regarding towing a vessel. Okay.
Okay.
And Wilson and I'll go to Mother. So up to here.
And I'm going to now start carrying my harpoon gun in my hands, whereas before it was hanging from my belt.
Gotcha. Okay, so here we are. And Wilson, you're actually you never were down here. You stayed in Mother anyway, right?
I did.
That sounded that came out wrong. I stayed in Mother. You never left the room up there. All right.
Freezing.
That's correct, and I did send you a message in the chat last week or last time. I don't know. I don't think you saw it.
Okay. Was it in the Roll20?
Yeah. It was directly to you.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. You were able to complete what you were looking there. Okay. Yep. Okay. So Miller comes down to Mother, and the rest of you three head up to the bridge.
Drop down a deck and go to the bridge.
Yep. And Wilson, I've got your icon here just so you're not staring at blackness the whole time.
Yep, got it.
So first things first, Rye, go ahead and give me a ComTech roll to check into what kind of software changes or stuff you're going to have to write or bypass in order to get life support shut down from that particular area.
The Cham or Rye?
Oh, that's Rye, and I've got to fix. He sent me a note that says he can't see anything. That would be because I didn't add him to the token. You should see stuff now.
Perfect. Thank you.
You with us, Rye? All right, Cham,
Yeah,
go ahead
I'm
and oh, okay. Go ahead and give us a roll for ComTech to see about starting the system isolation for the cryo area. Okay, perfect. You've got a success there. It's going to take you probably 30 minutes to get systems bypass there. Cham, you're pretty sure that when you're looking at this, you're going to need to actually physically shunt a couple pieces of ductwork. And what's, I guess, a little concerning about that is that means you're going to have to go into the ducts to do
The
that.
fact that one of those freaking critters is in there.
To actually isolate that the way you want to. So if you're looking at the A-deck schematic,
Yep.
you see that there's the two vented areas that are in there, and then you see the little like bumps.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you isolate that system, right? Those two bumps there.
All right.
So you can go into those through cryo. You can get into them via cryo 2 or cryo 1. So you don't have to go through cryo 3 to isolate. And you've got that pulled up on the your schematic there on one of the active stations that you've got. Davis, give me a piloting roll.
Oops. Fail.
Ooh.
Oh crap!
All right. So give me
He's really wanting to get back on the ship.
a panic roll, which you should be okay unless you just really tank the roll here.
Yeah, it must have peaked.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, you're keeping it together. So that's success. You got 2 successes. You're like, I think I can probably slave the 2 ships together pretty easily. And that way we don't actually have to physically tow it. We can actually just remotely pilot. Probably going to take Rye to help you with that a little bit. But you think you can get it done. So
Yeah.
after about a half an hour, Rye gets done with what needs to be done as far as isolating the air systems, and then is ready to help you with the slaving between the 2 ships. So give me I want you to give me this is kind of different. This isn't really outlined in the rules, but I think it's a cool way to handle this. I want you to give me a piloting roll again, and the bonuses that the successes that you get, I'm going to give as bonuses to Rye to get this set up properly.
Yep. Okay. Smashed.
Ooh, look at that.
The way that I can see it, I feel like Davis is super keen to get back to the ship and just cut these people off, keep them there on their ship. They don't have to die; they can stay on the ship, and then other people can deal with it. Let's just get back, and then when she sees the idea that this plan's coming together, that if we get this stuff done, we can get back to the ship. She's really focused, and there's a slight feeling of panic in her voice at the start, but when she realizes that there's a plan happening and we're going to get this done, it starts to focus her. Like she's not
hyper
thinking
focused
about what's actually happening. She's got something to actually do.
I gotcha. All right, so you're going to get a +3 to this Comtech roll, Rye.
All right. All right.
And anytime keep an eye on the chat for messages from me, from everybody, and anytime you need to send me a message, don't forget to use it. Okay.
I didn't put my modifiers in there, so I still have the 3 extra.
Okay. Why don't you re-roll that with the three modifiers? Okay. So 2 successes. Fantastic. Okay. While they're doing that, Cham, do you want to go by yourself, or are you going to wait until they're done to go as a group?
Where's Miller?
Miller is down with Wilson at Mother, which we're going to have to discuss that. This is all kind of happening simultaneously. We'll have to segue there in a minute. Do you want to try to say, Miller, hold up before you go in with Wilson? Come help me with this?
The captain did what the captain did, so I'm not going to retcon that. All right. So, the longer we leave these things sitting out here, the worse off it's going to be. All right.
Yeah, if we don't get them into cryo sleep, they can undo everything we've just done.
I've got my toolkit. Got the welder, and I got the the bolt gun. Yeah, I got to get these things isolated.
I mean, the thing was, while it was horrifying looking, was only about the size of a,
Schnauzer.
well, not even that. Probably the size of a guinea pig, maybe a little bigger.
But strong enough to rip its way out through the inside of somebody's skull.
Well, there is
The
that.
motion tracker.
There is that.
There is that.
That's the guinea pig from hell.
By the way, everybody at this point needs to give me a air roll.
It's
Roll
no
their
ordinary rabbit.
roll their air supply. Oh, Miller just burnt through a crap ton of her air.
Shoot. A lot of hyperventilating going on over there.
Yeah.
So does that mean that if we roll a alien facehugger, we reduce our air?
Yep, you reduce your air, so now you only have a air supply of 4.
Mhm.
Man, I might get to play my little sound effect here.
Yeah. Davis is just not liking this idea. That hamster just crawled out of a person.
Okay, so Miller goes in, comes into Mother with you, Wilson, and says, "Okay, were you able to get any of the logs?"
No, not yet.
Okay. Do you think we can get some of the lab information from Mother, or is that going to be in a different system in the labs?
I don't know. I haven't located any at this point in time.
Okay. Maybe we should go ahead and check out the labs if you're not having any luck with Mother then.
Okay.
Okay, so let me get down here to that level.
Captain,
again-
do you have a... I don't remember. Does she have a weapon?
Miller has a pistol, yes.
Okay.
He's got the shotgun.
All right,
Yeah,
so the
and I've got a harpoon gun. Single shot harpoon gun.
actually you guys have to come up. I'm sorry, you come up to, or come down to deck B. That's where the labs are. So Miller meets you at the junction here. Wilson?
Yeah, we'd probably do a quick check to see how everyone else is doing since the bridge is right there.
Yep, they're getting their job done, and we're ready to head down here to the west to the lab areas.
All right, Cham is doing his thing simultaneous to all this stuff, so
Okay,
deal
so
with them, and then you can deal with me.
all right, is he going to go?
He's gonna go try and isolate that ductwork and
Okay,
keep an eye out for
fantastic,
this critter.
fantastic. Okay, so there's my book. All right, we're going to head to the labs down here. Oops, sorry, I grabbed the wrong piece there. Down here is the first lab. Which is Scilab 2 here. And we'll go to dynamic lighting to open that up. All right.
So that looks like the same kind of growth that was on the air scrubbers.
Yeah, so the door opens and you can tell that there has been a liberal use of I think they've got this marked wrong. That's actually Scilab 1. Okay, so this one, the lights in the room flicker. You can see actually a pile of gnawed bones over here, right here. Some, just from the doorway, you can tell that stuff has kind of been messed with. But over on the table here, right here, you see an urn, and it's kind of a silver urn, and you see some of those fungal nodes here, and yeah, this is all slagged here, but the big thing is you see the urn here, and it looks like a freeze over here, but it looks like it failed. The door's halfway open, and you can see that what looks like stuff that's kind of moldy and looking nasty in there. And some stuff is oozing out and kind of forming a pool by that freezer there.
Okay. Well, the good thing is we still are in our spacesuits.
Yep.
All right, Captain. You've got the pistol. You want to go first?
Miller says, sure. Kind of enters. Careful not to touch anything. He's going to head for this terminal over here.
Okay. When I step inside the room, I want to take a quick look around and see if any of the vents are broken out like we saw that creature go in the other room.
Well, this is an isolated room, so there's no vents that come into this room. It's
Okay.
designed to be shut off by... Actually, there's supposed to be a door right here, too. There's supposed to be two doors, this door and this door. Yeah, so it's an isolatable room because of the whatever it is they work on here, they want to be able to isolate it.
Got it. Okay.
So Miller comes over here. Give me an observation roll, Wilson.
Okay. Where the hell's observer? There it is.
Okay, give me your panic roll.
And where is that? Where the heck's that?
It's in the center top of your sheet, and it says panic.
I see it.
Yeah. No problem. I'm typing you a message here.
Go over and recover that.
Okay. It's in some of that black stuff, but you're okay with that?
I've got my spacesuit on.
Yep, you sure do.
I can kind of drag it out with the point of the harpoon. So
Okay.
I don't have to.
Yep. And it's well, here, I'll type it here because I don't know that you want to share that necessarily.
Roger that. Yeah, that's not something I'm going to advertise.
Okay. Okay. Miller is trying to get access. It does look like she's having some success in bringing up some of the materials. And says, yeah, this looks like what we're supposed to be bringing back with us. And kind of grabs a couple of storage, like whatever their equivalent of their thumb drives are in the future, and kind of inserts them and starting to copy some files. And some of them look to be logs, some of them look to be lab notes, things like that. And she kind of looks at you, Wilson, and says, I think this is probably going to be good enough for the company, don't you think, Wilson?
Well, without seeing exactly what the data is, probably. But I would imagine that the company's going to want the entire ship.
Well, I know we're working to bring the ship back too, but as far as securing data, they wanted us to do that. I think this is a good step towards it, don't you?
I do think that is a good step.
Okay.
And as she's performing her actions, I'm going to stand here with my back against the wall, keeping an eye out just in case.
Gotcha. Okay. It takes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes to do that. And she says, I noticed that there was another science lab. Let's go check it out also.
Okay, and if we can, so it's through this door?
Yes.
Okay.
And lots of blood here.
Oh.
Something bad happened. Not real sure what you're looking at here. Let me check the floor plans.
We'll let everybody know. Hey, we're down at Science Lab B or whatever it is.
That would actually, that's going to be, the initial, that's Scilab 1 there. Okay.
We're at Scilab 1.
What was marked as Scilab 1?
Yeah, there's a lot of carnage down here.
Yeah, so this over here, the way they describe it is this is a charred shell of a room. Whatever happened here, the crew ended it real quick with the liberal use of an incinerator or two.
That's the way it's done.
Yeah. And you do see there's a body here. Looks like it was a spacesuit. You can see the kind of the bulbous helmet of the spacesuit, and the remains. And I don't know if you want to go in and take a look at it. Miller's not real keen on that.
I'll poke my head in through the door and just take a better look around so I can at least kind of see the corners.
Okay. You notice that over on this desk here, there's have you seen the thing that holds test tubes?
Yeah.
It's a larger version of that, and it has several of those pins, like what the one guy pulled out of the dude that lost his head's pocket, and he was saying was the inoculation. Looks like there's probably a dozen or so of those in vials there.
Okay. Hey, Captain, it looks like, I'll tell her, hey, looks like we got some of the samples that those folks referred to as their inoculation. I don't know if they're still viable after 70 years in the freezing space, but we may want to gather some of those just in case.
All right, so Miller goes in and kind of looks through the desk, shuffling through the desk here, looking for stuff. Do you?
I'll kind of stand in the doorway, kind of keeping an eye on the hallway and inside the room.
Okay.
Going back and forth.
Make an observation roll. Nice. You're looking down the hallway, and then you're looking back in the room, and you're glancing at Miller, and you look back down the hallway, and then you're back at Miller, and Miller's kind of, shuffling doors and open stuff, and when as you're sweeping from Miller back to the hallway, you notice movement over here, and to your horror, that spacesuit stands up.
Holy crap.
And let me see here. I think I've got a handout that I can show you.
Let's rock.
This is what you see.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I'm not going to sleep now. Thanks.
It
Keep
does
drinking
not
energy
look
drinks.
human.
No. And it lets out a bit of a roar, I want you to take a stress dice, or an additional stress at this point.
That's in
Yay.
real life.
Yeah. Okay.
And Miller turns just in time to see this thing basically bum rush her.
Ooh. All right. So is the spacesuit that this thing's wearing in tatters, or is it pretty?
Okay, do you remember the guy you found at the doorway of the cryo chambers that had the elongated arms?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is a cruise spacesuit, but the arms are ripped out, and so are the legs at the knees, and the helmet's been shattered. You can see jagged edges of what's left of the helmet, which is now replaced by this bulbous head.
The extremities seem to have elongated and kind
Yep.
of ripped out the edges of the suit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, this probably will not end well.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yep.
So long, Captain.
Well, Captain's got some armor. Her spacesuit gives her a little bit of armor.
I was about to cheer because I thought that was the captain's role. Then I realized, oh no, it's not. Oh dear.
Yeah. Nope, the armor didn't do a thing. So basically, you see this thing come running up behind Miller. Miller turns around just in time to kind of eyes go wide, and this thing just basically slaps down on her head, and you see her head just crack, and brain and eyeballs shoot every which way, and she collapses to the ground, quite dead.
Ooh.
Actually, I guess I'm supposed to crit that, but I think that comes with a success. I think that gives me some automatic things here. Let me look here. Yeah, critical 64. Let's pull up the crit table. I think crit 64 is
You should roll
nasty.
15 dice for that? 18 dice for that? Holy crap.
It's nasty. Let's see here. Where is my tables at? I got too much stuff open here. All right. Crit table. I think 64 is an auto kill.
Well, from what you described, I would consider that an auto kill.
Yeah.
Not the kind of thing you walk off.
Yeah, crushed skull. Yep, 64 is
You already
crushed
told
skull.
us you killed her.
Yep, your story ends here.
We don't need you to testify it any further than that.
All right, so we're basically initiative at this point. Wilson, I'll give you one action before we go into the initiative order. What would you like to do?
I would like to step outside and close the door.
Okay. That will break combat. Give me a Comtech roll to lock it.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to do. Come on, baby.
Give me your panic roll. Uh-oh.
High is good, right?
No.
Oh, now you tell us.
Lower is better.
If I'd have known that, I would have rolled it differently.
I rolled differently. All right, panic roll. That's 104. Yeah, here we go. Drop item, whether by stress, confusion, or realization that you're all going to die. Anyway, you drop the weapon or important item. Okay, so basically, you stumble backwards out of the door. You're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And in the process of trying to fumble with the door to get it closed, you drop the harpoon gun that you've got. But the door does get closed. You do manage to get it closed and locked. So what would you like to do at this point? This thing's banging on the door, boom, and you can actually see almost like fist impressions showing up in the door.
I'm going to pick up my harpoon gun, and I'm going to leave.
Post haste?
Yes. That you said this was an isolation room, so I'm gonna get myself out through the other one and try to lock that door. And as am I in a panic at this point, or was that
No,
just a
no, that you
momentary-
just dropped the item. That was your panic, and you're able to
right.
recover and pick it up and beat feet. Now this room that you were at here, down here, which I need to go ahead and reveal here. I guess I
For my
reveal the whole
first
thing
action,
here,
I'm
but
going
that's
to
okay.
apply for leave.
Here we go. This room down here is ice, and it's a lab, so it's oh, I don't think that's right. I think this map may have some errors now that I'm kind of looking at it. It didn't have that one door, and this is showing a. Is there really some ductwork? Boy, there is. There sure enough is some ductwork coming out of. There is a duct that one can get out of.
Well,
That's surprising.
I'm not sticking around to stop it.
Okay.
Not with a
Yeah,
single shot harpoon gun.
Yeah, there's a duct over here that it could possibly get through. All right, and once you lock the door, are you headed back to the bridge? Is that where you're headed?
I'm heading back out of this science lab area and gonna lock that door while I'm keying in everybody as to what just happened.
Okay, so we're gonna break for a second and head back to Cham. And I'm everybody's here just so we're not, like I say, staring at a black screen. So your isolation, is going to be right here and right here, Cham.
Yep.
Which one do you want to start with?
We'll start with the same side that critter went into. So I'll work my way into the ductwork here at the junction.
Okay.
Just real quick, I am in fact staring at a black screen.
Oh, you are. I can fix that.
Thank you.
There you go. Sorry about that. Okay, so you get down here, and again we're back in time now. This we're not to the skull crushing yet. You pop the vent, and you can go ahead and enter in.
Okay, I pop the vent and I pull up the cutting torch, and you hear the
whoosh of it starting.
Yep. So I need this not only for light, but also peace of mind, because there's some bloody little monster hiding in here. So, and then I'll begin. What am I? Crouched, crawling? What am I? How am I?
Yeah, you have to be crouched in here.
Okay.
I don't think you have to crawl in these. So here's your first junction.
All right. So let's see. We're on A deck. Actually, there's a junction just here. So I'll get to this point, look both directions, see what I can see.
Looks pretty good.
Get to the corner, take a look.
Okay. You can't see all the way down here yet, but nothing here anyway.
All right. So if I get to about here, according to the map that you gave me, there's one of the little bubbles there that indicates this is a place right about here where I can isolate this unit or isolate this ductwork.
Yeah, that
Correct.
will isolate all of the cryo chambers if you do that one. There's another one over here to just isolate the one particular cryo chamber if you want.
Where that thing went. So
You do see like pieces of, for lack of a better word, placenta-like material
the
here at this
goo.
junction.
Mhm.
Do you want to go ahead and isolate this one?
Yeah, let's isolate this one, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. So I'll
Okay.
spend a little time isolating this one right here.
Give me a heavy heavy machinery roll.
Okay. Ooh.
Give me a panic roll. You're not digging being alone in this vent.
Okay, so that's a stress, correct?
Yep. That basically you've got a panic roll now because you got a face hugger. So you cannot push this, and you have to go ahead and roll on the panic table to see what the results are. Yep.
So where's my panic roll?
That's in the center top part of your character sheet. You should see one that says panic. Just click that button.
And high is bad.
Yeah.
Center top.
You really need
panic.
under 7 to be okay.
Yeah, thanks for that, Simon.
I was a little bit late, but
Okay, so you're holding it together, but there's something here that is preventing you from getting this one closed. It looks like you are going to have to move to this one because this was a failed roll, and there's no way to really change the circumstances on that. You're going to have to move to this one and try this
70 years
one.
worth of corrosion is.
Yep, it's
taking
just
its
corroded
toll here.
in, and you don't have the tools handy to get that handled. So
All right, so I'll look up and down both of these corridors.
don't see anything,
Step over the
but you
placenta.
hear a scurrying on metal, like little feet.
Hard to get direction inside a space helmet, so.
Yep.
I'll shine my light up both directions, front and back,
Don't see anything.
and come to the junction here.
All right, give me a heavy machinery roll. Oh no!
Oh,
Jeez.
Panic roll again.
all right, another stress.
Ooh.
I have lost it apparently.
Well, it's freeze. You're frozen by fear for 1 round. Your stress level and all
By
any
another
friendlies. Yeah, you got to increase your stress level by 1.
Okay.
You're just really not digging being in these vents. Your next bet is to come up here and try to seal off the vent at the cryo chamber. But the problem is you might make noise, and they might try to get through that vent at you. The people that are in there.
That's true. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna, just for grins, I'm gonna make a panic roll just to see which I'm gonna do. If I succeed, something below whatever 5 or something normal, I'll take a more rational course of action. If I panic, I'm gonna go and try and seal them right at the doorway.
Okay, it would be you'd have to just make the skill roll because that's what is going to base whether or not you do a panic roll. You can't see in the future to see if you're going to panic before you do the skill.
No. I'm just in his kind of altered, panicky state of mind right now. I'm letting that drive whether I'm going to take a rational course of action or a panic course of action, and then we'll make the appropriate skill check.
I got you. Okay.
So I'm just going to make a panic check just to see what happens.
Yeah, that's a drop item.
All right, so that's an irrational roll. So I'm going to move to the junction right there at the cryo lab, and I'll try to do the doorway there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll again. There you go. Oh. So as you're kind of sealing, you hear them, hey, 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 and they come over and they're trying to grab at you, but you're sealing off the vent, and you get it sealed before they can actually drag you into the room with them.
Shut.
Yeah. Now that took you much longer than what it should have. Also, we're actually at this point caught up to Miller's, so you're going to start hearing a rather panicked, or Wilson rather. You're going to start hearing probably a panicked Wilson. Wilson, what do you want to broadcast?
Oh, sorry. The captain is dead. We were attacked by a creature in the lab, which crushed her head like an egg. I've backed out and locked the door. The creature is putting fist-sized dents in the metal.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, isn't the captain my buddy?
Yeah.
And if so, do I need to make a panic roll about that, or do I?
No, but I want everybody to take an additional stress besides Wilson at this point because of that news.
I should just shut up, shouldn't I?
And don't forget you've got a signature item that you can interact with to reduce your stress by 1. And you can use that once per act. So don't let the act get by without using that. Now, Wilson, are you headed back up to the bridge then at this point?
I'm going to head to where everybody is. I don't care if that's the bridge or not.
Okay, well, pretty much everybody's at the bridge at this point. As you're heading that way, and as Cham, you've gotten this sealed, and now you've just got this news. What do you want to do?
I'm pretty stressed out at this point, so I begin making my way back out of this junction.
Okay.
To get back to the main corridor.
Okay. All right. So
there, so it's gonna take me a few minutes to crawl out of here.
All right. When you get out of there, and Wilson, you've gotten back up to the correct deck where the bridge is. All of your faceplates kind of go muted red. The heads-up display on it goes red, and you're all getting a notification on your suits.
Displacement drive malfunction. Cascade failure imminent. Fission reactor overload in T-minus 10 minutes.
Some sort of countdown.
You're kidding me.
That message is coming straight from the Montero.
Arrow?
The Montero.
What does it mean?
It means that there's something wrong with the displacement drive, and it's fixing to blow up.
Oh, none of the telltales said there was a problem with the reactor. Cham is going to start pelting for the umbilical.
Okay. Cham is running for... Oh, by the way, everybody take a stress for that.
Whee!
I'm going to forgo that one as I'm working my rosary as
okay.
Inside my suit as I'm headed for the running. Umbilical.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I think Davis is going to head to the ship too, and she's going to use her pill bottle, kind of like a brown paper bag, just...
okay. Miller's
even
gone.
though it's almost empty.
Davis is headed that way. Wilson, what do you want to do? And Rye, what do you want to do?
Oh. I don't want to stay here alone.
Nobody's really said where they're going, so you don't... I guess you'd continue to head up to the bridge, actually.
Well, if I didn't see them run off, I'll key the mic. I'll say, what does that message mean?
Meet me at the umbilical. You hear Cham shout through. Everybody meet at the umbilical.
Okay, so that's everybody
I
had.
can't. I'm not done yet.
Right, get your ass in gear and get to the umbilical. You want to
Marie,
stay on a
we're
ship
just
full of
leaving?
monsters, or do we want to try and save the Montero?
I'm a computers. I can't do anything over there. And I'm not done sealing it up over here on this side. So while we're dealing with that, they bust out here and then we're screwed two ways. Or I could just stay here, finish up, and keep Wilson company. Because I'm sure you all want to leave us alone with leave the company man alone over here now that the captain's dead.
So it sounds like Rye is going to continue to try to finish up what she's doing as far as getting the systems isolated where you can get these people back into cryo. Wilson, do you want to stay with Rye, or are you going to head over to the Montero?
Where is the umbilical
It's
in relation to here?
it's
Up one
on,
deck?
Yep, it's on deck A, which I've got you on right now, and it's through this junction right here. Now
I'll stay here with Rye for now.
Okay.
Again, I'll keep an eye on the corridor out here and head on a swivel.
Okay.
While she's doing her work. I think it's a female.
Did Rye give you the shotgun?
Rye is a she.
All right. So Davis and Cham, you head across.
That's a good point. If she's got the shotgun, Rye, why don't you let me hold that while your hands are busy?
I'm going to do a roll real quick.
Okay.
Which one you want, company man? High or low?
High. High's bad usually. So.
Absolutely the hell not.
Look,
I'm sure you'll do just fine.
You didn't see what happened to the captain. That thing was on top of her.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't see what happened to the captain.
Before she could even turn around, I'm going to try to manipulate Rye into giving me the shotgun.
All right. Let's see the manipulation roll.
Oh my goodness!
I think he's going to be convincing, but let's see what you can roll.
You got the shotgun and a handy over the spacesuit.
Is it? Do I just roll manipulation back?
Yep.
Is that how that works?
Yep. It's opposed.
Yeah. You drop to your knees and say, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
Yeah. So that's give me a panic roll. You don't have a lot of.
Where's the panic button at?
Top middle.
It says roll buttons, that kind of horizontal bar.
All right,
Looks
so
like I'm gonna drop a shotgun.
Yep.
Hooray!
All right, so you go ahead and turn loose of the shotgun, but plays the shaky freak out as here you go and throws it at your feet. I guess. All right, Cham, Davis, it's going to take you a good 3 to 4 minutes to get across because you've got to cycle the airlock, all that good stuff. And so when you get over to the Montero, it's down into you've got about 6 minutes. And when you get across, lights are flashing, yellow strobes and rotators are going. You've got countdown, T-minus 6 minutes to reach minimum safe distance, that kind of thing going on. Where do you head first?
Well, the airlock comes right into engineering space 2, which is where my consoles and stuff might be for seeing what's going on with the ship and the drives and whatnot. So
give me a heavy machinery roll.
Yep.
Okay, you're looking at this, and you're not sure what this is, what's happening here. This should not be possible, what you're seeing, but essentially the core is fused, And got a message here. There's telltale signs that this might have been sabotage, but it is permanent and irreversible.
Oh, crap.
This ship is going to self-destruct. You could maybe stop it if you had 2.5 hours to undo the damage that has occurred to the engines. They were deliberately forced into like a feedback loop of some kind that is just wrecked the system and fused things that shouldn't be fused. And this is like, you need to be in a much better facility than what you are now to even remotely fix this. So, well, and that takes you about 2 minutes to get that information. So you're down to about 4 minutes. What would you like to do?
Grab. Who came over with me, Davis?
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
grab Davis. Yeah, grab spare air bottles on our way past the suit lockers, and get back across the umbilical. Move your ass. Yeah.
So how long did that take to actually happen? Because I reckon Davis would have been in a full sprint towards the bridge. May not have got there in time by the time you'd figured out that we're stuffed.
So you headed to the bridge?
Yeah, well, that's where the pilot would have gone.
Yep. So, timing-wise, you would have gone by him because he's right there at the Montero's airlock is checking on the system. So you would see each other. Would you tell him I'm going to the bridge, or would you? How would that play out? Because you would both. Cham would have beat you to the airlock, yeah. I think. So
I'm not expecting to have beaten him to the bridge, but I reckon Davis would have not have even had a thought to tell, would have just gone to the bridge. And if he's already figured out these things, like he could just grab me on the way past and go, look, no, we're not going to make it, kind of thing.
I'll see the telltales on the engineering console before you even leave the room, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yep. So I mean, there's basically like a grab on the collar as she runs past, kind of thing, and like, forget it, we got to get out of here, kind of thing. Yeah. In which case, she will probably stop and turn around and go back.
Okay, so what you need to convey at this point is you need to get away from the Montero, because not only is an engine overload bad, but it's also carrying quite a bit of volatile cargo. The helium-3
goes up, and it's adios, muchachos.
Yeah, so you're going to need to get the Montero or the Kronos moving, and that could be difficult because you don't have quite the engines online. You've got about I think it was 50% power is where you're at. You haven't fully engaged that basically that breaker setup that's a problem. So,
is there any way we can set the Montero to?
Can I get the ship? Yeah.
Yes.
The ship going.
Give me a piloting roll.
And moving.
Yep. And do you want to set it to like? Well, there's a couple. Actually, there's a couple ways. First of all, you are slave to the Kronos now, so you could do it probably from the Kronos' bridge. But it is more certain that you're going to get it done if you're on the bridge of the Montero. But if you fail the roll, you may be stuck on the Montero. Also, you might not be able to set it to be, hey, start this flight path in 2 minutes, long enough to get off the ship, kind of thing.
Would it be possible to get the Montero starting and moving, and then have, like, as I've got it going, and set like the cruise control on, and then run back to the umbilical, and we cut the umbilical, kind of like if you've got a train going, and then you jumped onto the second carriage and disconnected the locomotive, and the locomotive just takes off, kind of thing, and the other end just eventually slows down because there's nothing to make it go. Make a bit of the distance that way.
The problem is the Kronos is not ready to roll. It needs some work on the engines before you can actually get thrust from it.
I was
really,
hoping that the momentum.
Am I
if
privy
attack-
to the conversation that's going on here of back and forth trying to figure out a way to make this work? Has that been thrown out into general comms?
Well, I mean, I imagine our comms are all general comms. We don't have dedicated lines, so you can hear us
Yeah.
talking.
Okay.
You
Well,
can
I
hear
don't
us
know if you
talking.
guys are just talking to each other or
No. I mean, everybody
to
on the
the
suits
whole
can hear
group.
all the conversations. So
It might be possible for me to get, if you can just set up a quick thing, I could get access. I could possibly, potentially get access to the flight controls from here, which instead of having to do a whole rigmarole, you just set up a node or whatever it is that you got to, and then I take it over, and then I take the flight controls from over here,
just the
and then you guys
slaving
just run.
process.
Yep. All right, so Davis, that sounds like your best bet because you're thinking, man, we're down to 4 minutes here, and it's going to take us a hot minute to get across and cycle the airlock and get off of this ship. So if Rye can be slaving and get basically telling the Montero to start thrusting and start it away from you, that gives you time, precious time, to be getting off the ship.
Sounds good to me.
Can I work at disengaging the umbilical from inside the umbilical and just disengage it from the Montero end?
Yes, you can basically have it ready to be uncoupled.
That's just it. We cycle out of the airlock from the Montero and just disconnect the umbilical right there. Leave it connected at the
At the Kronos side.
Kronos end.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, and you won't need a roll for that. So, Rye, it's your turn. Let's see the your roll to slave or to basically tell the Montero to initiate engines and thrust out. And you've already set up a slave, so I'm going to give you a +1 to that roll also. You were already working on this anyway, so this is basically just telling the Montero to give a full burn. Okay, so let's see your basically your Comtech roll to tell Mother to initiate full burn. Okay, let's see the panic roll. It's all right, it's successful. So what I want from Davis and Cham is a mobility roll, because as you're basically, you guys get to the airlock, you're disengaging this thing, and suddenly basically the engines of the Montero kick in maximum thrust and start pulling away, and you're unhooking stuff, and I want to see if you're able to basically hold on to the umbilical and not get yanked out into space with this as it's okay. Both of you roll a panic roll.
Just wondering if I might push that.
Well, you can't push when you get a face hugger.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
forget
right.
you have story points.
Yeah. Jam freezes up. He holds on, but he's locked in place.
Yep. And don't forget you've got story points, guys.
Remind us again about story points. I mean, I know we can push a roll with that, but
Story point gives you an automatic success, and you don't have to roll. You can basically ignore that roll completely, and just say, I'm going to spend a story point, make sure I hold on. But the freeze, let's see here. I don't. The 10 is bad enough. It might actually blow the roll. Let me look at the chart here. It says here. Yeah, I think you're going to be okay. If you want to just hold on to that.
Editing Jeff here. So I checked the rule book, and unfortunately, a 10 actually would have blown his roll. Yeah, sometimes you miss one.
Davis, you can hold on also, and you see the Montero quickly pulling away, and you're able to climb back onto the Kronos. Your little timer in your helmets rolls down to 0, and the ship is rocked by a massive shock wave from the explosion of the Montero. And so where would you like to go from here? That is essentially the end of Act 2.
I'm just picturing Cham and Davis hanging by their tethers inside the umbilical on the exterior of the shattered ship. Kind of floating there in 0G, watching the of the Montero and kind of looking at each other, going, "Oh."
I'd like my shotgun back now, please.
And this is probably the best that Davis has felt all game because it's a hell of a rush.
All you
Okay.
can hear is the sound of your own breathing in your helmet right now.
That request is duly noted, Rye.
You're kidding me.
I would
Come
take
on
it
now,
under
I got
advisement.
5 successes on my manipulate roll.
Yeah.
Think that was the best idea in the world to give me the shotgun.
I would, except for that you're a Weyland-Yutani man, so no. I don't think arming the suit was the best idea. No matter how good you roll, I'm always going to have reservations on that one.
Fair enough.
All right. So, I'm dropping your third act agenda in now. Everybody gets a story point. And where do you want to regroup at this point?
Davis and I'll work our way back along the umbilical back to the Kronos.
Well, why don't we meet them at the umbilical, and then we can all make our way together to a place that's only got, one entrance that we can guard.
Okay, so this is where the umbilical comes in.
I banked 2 of those successes for mobility roll later on.
Okay. So, over the comms, you hear the person who identified themselves as Clayton. What was that? What are you all doing? You need to go ahead and let us out. We can help you. Are you all going to congregate on the bridge?
Back on, came in on A deck.
That would
I think
be
that's probably the best place to.
B deck would be your bridge.
Yep. So after we come through the umbilical, we'll head for the bridge.
Okay. Is everybody going to head to the bridge, or is anybody staying behind anywhere else?
Davis, you're with me.
I'm right behind you, and I've got the flamethrower, and it is turned on.
All right. I got a satchel full of air bottles here too.
Yeah, let's all head to the bridge together. can figure out our course of action.
Seal us into the bridge.
Okay.
All right. everybody
Rye, are you
huddle
headed
up
to the
here.
bridge also?
I'll start checking
I should-
everybody's air gauge.
I'm already on the bridge, aren't I?
Oh, yeah. Well, you had moved your piece on the other deck. I thought maybe you'd moved over there.
No, I just wanted to see what was going on.
How's everybody doing for air?
Gotcha.
Rye, how's your air?
Good for now.
I'm good for now.
I'm fine.
Rye, you all right? All right. He flings the pouch that's got the 4 extra air bottles. 4 extra air bottles on the back of the chair, kind of right here. So if you find yourself getting low, I just grabbed these off the Montero before it was too late.
Okay, so what's the plan
What
from
happened to the
here?
captain, man.
Oh, yeah. Probably want to discuss that.
All right. I will explain in detail what happened. You know, we went into the science lab to grab some samples. Captain grabbed some files off of one computer, and we moved to the other science lab. There was what looked to be yet another body in the corner of that room. There was carnage all over the place. There was bodies in the corridor. There was blood and bodies in the room. And as the captain was gathering what looked to be what they called their inoculation samples,
Yeah.
the body that was in the corner of the room got up and charged the captain.
You're fucking kidding me. 70-year-old zombies?
It
Yeah. Wow.
moved fast enough. The captain didn't even have time to turn, and I didn't have time to raise my harpoon gun before it just smashed her head like a watermelon.
Yeah, well, that's real convenient for you, isn't it?
Why would it be convenient for me?
Let's see. First, I imagine that you absolutely, as the Weyland-Yutani man, would be pulling rank on us here in a second about how we're all, working for Weyland-Yutani, so now you're in charge. Captain's dead, so you're in charge. Let's see. Then our ship, which most of us were wanting to get back to, suddenly blows up, and now we're stuck here, having to complete the mission that you really wanted to do.
I'm not entirely sure what your problem is,
Plus-
but we're all on the same team here.
Plus, I haven't gotten my shotgun back, and you still haven't given it to me. I'd feel a lot better if I at least had the shotgun.
Well, given your belligerent attitude towards me, I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Yeah, well, someone had to bring it up, didn't they?
Ooh.
Because,
Stu-
again,
engines
it's
aboard the
real
Mont-
convenient.
And the engines aboard the Montero that was deliberate sabotage. There was any number of fail safes that had to be overridden in order to put those drives into overload.
But
There's another one.
none of us were on the ship.
You're right. But there was some secret message from fucking Mother that came through just before all this stuff happened. And you guys have been holed up with the goddamn computer ever since we heard the distress call.
Well, the captain was the only one
Sam's
that got...
eyeing the shotgun right now.
the captain was the only one that got that message from Mother. I was with you guys in the crew mess room.
Do any of the rest of us know that Wilson had been off to see Mother as well?
I think everybody knew that Wilson had been off to see Mother.
Mm-hmm.
But that was only in this ship.
Yeah, but the ships talk to one another.
Fair enough.
And you were in there talking to Mother not too long ago. About the time that the drive started getting wonky and overloaded.
How
Yeah,
long
with
would
the-
something... Because, something like that, that's not immediate, right? That would be something that someone would have to kind of set up beforehand, right?
I'm no Comtech expert. Is it even possible for me to give those kind of commands from this ship to another? I doubt it.
Yeah. Well, I
Company
guess I
access
need to.
code.
That one I might actually have to roll for. Is that something I can figure out by rolling?
No, you would know that while the Kronos was linked to the Montero, it's something that could have been handled via Mother.
That is absolutely something that could have been handled through Mother.
Problem is, I wasn't anywhere near Mother after the link was made.
You could give a delayed instruction.
Okay.
Ah, shit.
Look. I know we're all under a lot of stress
Hell.
here,
I'm getting ready for whatever that is.
but
Correct.
we're all on the same
Shut
team.
the fuck
We gotta
up for a
start
second.
thinking clearly here.
Do we have a motion tracker? Yeah, we do
Yeah.
have a motion tracker.
Yep.
Yeah,
we
and it's
did.
going on.
Very much so.
And
Just-
it's getting a reading ping down this way.
It's a shame that a flamethrower doesn't have a
All right, you hear this?
So, Wilson,
Cham's
I
just
just,
like, shut up, get the
yeah.
shotgun.
that's kind of the other thing. I just
Something's
want you to
coming.
know I'm gonna be cursing and whatnot. I hope that's not a problem. Also, I don't have any problem with you as a person, but this is absolutely I don't like company people. So.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm not taking it personally. Don't worry about
Okay,
it.
good.
This is excellent role
There's
playing.
some good RP going on here.
Yeah, this is some professional stuff. I better bring my A game.
All right, so the signal.
Starts hearing the pinging going off from the motion tracker. Just, shut up, one of you. Looks at the
Davis is like-
screen of this thing and just kind of like eyes the bulkhead where past the doorway, and it's like, get the shotgun. That flame
Davis
unit
tries
over
to
here.
move before everyone else and keeping half an eye on the motion tracker so that she can get the flamethrower aiming that way, kind of thing. Like, kind of like, get behind me so I don't flame you all, because I will.
I will burn everything and everyone.
You are on the track and the train's coming in.
So it seems to have stopped here, but you're still getting a ping.
So just for informational purposes, the room where the captain was killed looked like it had taken a flamethrower to it very prolifically, and that thing still seemed like it survived.
Yeah, because they didn't do it right.
Okay.
Shotgun.
I'll hand the shotgun to Cham.
Oh yeah, I have no use for a shotgun.
Hey,
up
as
there
long
with
as it's
my
not in the hands of the company, man, I'll relax visibly.
I got my
Who
I
here
got
knows
my
how to use a
harpoon
firearm?
gun.
Who here knows how to use a firearm?
Oh, yeah.
Davis
Too right, I do.
hands you the shotgun.
I got the flamethrower.
The shotgun might be more effective against whatever this thing is.
So you guys are having some discussion about this, right?
Yeah, sounds like.
Okay.
Yeah,
One eye
it's
on
not
the
like you
one
should've
eye
had
on the
him in the
motion
shotgun, I'm
tracker, just kind of arguing who's holding what.
It's getting closer.
I'd rather have the flamethrower in someone's hands that can use it. That's a little bit more.
Is that ranged combat or is that something else? Or is that like heavy machinery?
I would assume it's ranged combat.
Okay, well then I'm garbage with that.
It's just outside the door.
Could you answer the question for us so we can decide who's holding what?
I've got the flamethrower. You don't want to miss. You don't want to just spray and pray with the
No,
flamethrower.
isn't. What skill does it use?
Oh, range. Oh, I'm
range.
sorry. That's range combat.
Ranged
Okay,
combat.
thank you.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll hold the shotgun then.
Okay. So the door swishes open, and there's a female standing there.
Oh, hold it.
Kill it.
The door switches open. I'm still super stressed. Hang on a second.
Oh my gosh, a 13.
Oh!
Flee.
That was just a reaction to see how stressed I am to this.
Gotcha. Just
The door slides open and Cham pulls the trigger on the shotgun.
okay. Good enough. Blast away. I kind of like how you're using the stress here. That's pretty cool. Blammo! All right, roll your stress. Holy Toledo, you've got a lot of stress, Chan.
You.
Yep, give me a D6. See if you can pull.
D6.
See if you're gonna be able to even pull the trigger.
I did get a success.
Yeah.
And it comes after the roll, doesn't
Well,
it?
no, there's some panic that will actually interrupt a roll. It interrupts it, and it blows your action.
All right, so do I need to roll a d6, or do I need to make a panic roll?
It's the panic roll, essentially. Oh my gosh.
Hey.
The stress when the door opens, you are on completely tensed and ready, and the door opens up, and basically it says here you go catatonic. You collapse to the floor and can't move or talk, and it's basically it's a person, and it just completely fries your brain. You're like, I don't know what to do here, and you collapse.
Yeah.
Does he make a noise? Does he make a noise like a little girl as he collapses?
A little bit of wee comes out, that kind of stuff.
Well, that happens anyways. But
Puts the back of his hand up to his forehead and swoons.
Yeah. So the good thing is you'll be able to relieve some of your stress by the time you come back around on that. All right. So you've got a woman standing in front of you, and kind of looks at all of you, and give me an observation roll.
everybody but the passed out mechanic.
Yep. Okay. Good. Good. Oh, okay. Wilson, roll that beautiful stress dice. Panic roll. You got a tremble. And that's gonna you suffer a -2 modification to agility skills for the next few minutes while you get over your.
And that adds 2 more stress dice.
No, you've got just a -2 to your rolls.
Okay. She must be good looking.
So what you notice, because
Cham is passed out on the floor.
Yep.
And I'm walking up to him, and as I'm reaching down to pick up the shotgun from his unconscious body, you see my hand like trembling and shaking.
Hold on, I said I wanted to pick up the shotgun almost immediately after he went catatonic.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I wouldn't have done that then.
Yeah. Okay. He did.
I would have stayed back here where I was with my harpoon gun.
All right. So you, from there, you still see this, and Rye and Davis both made it also. You notice that on the side of this woman's head, there's a flap of hair and scalp, and what you see is, and discover is that this is actually an android. This is a synthetic person. And she kind of looks at all of you and says, how may I help you?
Get in here and close the door behind you.
Steps in and closes the door.
Identify yourself.
I am Ava 6. I am assigned to the Kronos. You are not the Kronos' regular crew.
We are not. We were here to rescue the Kronos.
What happened here?
Sent by the corporation. Give us a report as to what has been going on here.
We left. Let's see. I better get my books so I tell you just right on this here, because you're asking some specific questions here. We left LV 1113 because a crew member became infected. The infection spread, and we were forced to jettison the lab. There was a and she's kind of twitching a bit. And several crew members ejected in life pods. Several systems, and she's kind of twitching a little bit. I was forced to go into standby mode.
Is it normal to see an android act that way?
A damaged one, probably, yeah. She's taken some sort of head injury.
How much work would it be for me to fix that?
Not much at all. Cham, you rouse at this point and remove 2 stress points. Also, while you're kind of discussing this, you've gone for probably 15 minutes without anything terribly stressful. So go ahead and remove a 3rd stress point, and everybody else can remove 1.
You hear him kind of come around on the deck.
Rye will hand the shotgun back to Cham and say, I can fix that.
Fix what?
Cham's been out.
No, not you. No, not you. I don't think I can fix that. But it'd be nice to have an android.
Who the hell's...
A fully functioning one, that is.
Can Davis just like reach down and put an arm under Cham and like just help him up?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
While keeping half an eye on the door still, because they're pretty certain it's going to come through that door.
Cam comes back to his feet and looks at everybody and looks at the... it takes him a second to realize it's a synthetic. As soon as he sees the the exposed wiring and whatnot, and Cham kind of poking around in it. What's your name, synthetic?
I am Ava 6.
Ava.
Oh shit, it's catching.
All right, Ava, come over here. We're gonna fix you up, Ava.
Well, Ava, we're in a bit of trouble here. The creatures, the life form, whatever it is that killed your crew, it's loose on the ship. And, well, our ship...
Affirmative. I was unable to neutralize the entity.
Well, and our ship
Cham.
is self-destructed, so...
Cham, why don't you just hold off for a second? We'll see if Rye can patch Ava up before we continue the interrogation.
Okay.
We might get some more coherent answers out of Ava if Rye gets to work her magic.
All right, Ava, come over here.
You guys, why don't you keep watch on the door just in case?
All right, so Ava comes over and sits down, kind of moves over here and sits down in this chair.
See Davis kind of furiously working at his rosary. He'll pull another stress point off.
Okay.
Since we're now in the 3rd act.
Yep, you're in the 3rd act now.
So while Rye's working on her, so what do we got in hand here? I've still got my cutting torch, bolt gun, shotgun, flamethrower. What did the captain have when she went down? She had her pistol, her sidearm,
Yep.
right?
No head.
But he didn't stick
I
around
didn't
to grab
have
that.
time to recover it.
Yeah.
If I would have stuck around to try to grab that pistol, that thing would have smashed me just like the captain. You don't understand how fast that thing crossed the room, stood up and crossed the room. I didn't even have time to raise my harpoon gun. You remember that that body we saw when we first came on with the elongated arms and legs?
Yeah.
This
One in the
thing looked...
spacesuit?
Yep, yeah. This thing looked the same way. Except it also had some type of misshapen head, which actually burst the helmet of the spacesuit it was in. So it had extra long arms, extra long legs, and some kind of elongated, misshapen head.
That's just fucking lovely.
Well, yeah, and considering that it brought its fist down with such force that it went right through the helmet and crushed the captain's skull, and started putting fist-sized dents in the door after I closed it.
It crushed the helmet. Holy
Crushed
crap.
one hit.
Crap. These things are designed to withstand quite an amount of stress.
Well, and it was putting fist-sized dents that I could see on the other side of the door after I locked it in.
We're not going to ask it to arm wrestle.
While Rye is working on Ava, the comm links throughout the ship chime. Ding. This is company person Clayton. I'd like to speak to someone from the crew that is supposed to be here rescuing us.
I'm sure you would.
Had we made the preparations to turn off the life support in their area? Had we finished that?
Yep, but you haven't isolated the other vent. You've got one vent you've got to still basically seal off.
Okay. I'll hit the comlink back. Look, Clayton, we're dealing with a situation here at the moment. We'll be back to you in just a few.
Your call is important to us.
And will be answered in the order in which it was received.
We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible.
And then I key our comm, and I say I would like to talk to Ava first before we have any discussion with Clayton.
Clayton says, "Is there a company person with you? A Weyland-Yutani company person with you?"
I will answer it. That's me,
What's your name?
Wilson.
Wilson.
And I'll give my whatever my company rank is.
Okay. Wilson, can we maybe talk on a private comm?
Yeah, like I said, we're dealing with a situation right at this very minute. I will get back to you in just a minute or two.
Okay. All right. All right. So, this is successful in making repairs to Ava, and she kind of reboots and looks at you, Ryan, and says, "Thank you. I'm feeling much better now."
Glad to hear it.
And then puts a fist through his chest.
I would like to know where is the rest of the crew? When I placed them in cryo, there were 5 members of the Kronos still alive.
They didn't make it. Sorry.
Well, one died. His head blew up and something crawled out from inside of him.
Oh, I see.
And we locked the rest of them back in cryo or med lab or whatever it is at the back of the deck.
So apparently one of them was not inoculated as we thought. Why would you have the rest locked in cryo?
We were not
Lock the
aware of what
door.
was going on, of all of the. So we're just trying to figure out and make sure that we have all of our ducks in a row and know what's going on before we let anyone else out.
I see.
Simple as that.
We're not entirely sure if the rest of them are suffering from the same malady which caused one of them to die. We weren't going to expose ourselves.
The
Ava,
one that died, and how did they die?
It burst open and the thing crawled out.
some creature was forced its way out from inside that crew member's body.
That is
Yay
consistent
big.
with the infection from chemical agent AO3959X.91-15. The inoculation should have prevented that from occurring. However, you say this occurred to one of the crew. Do you know which one?
No, but they did say that he must not have taken the shot.
I see.
So why don't you give us a little bit more detail here? So you get infected with this agent.
Yes. How long have you been on board the Kronos?
Hold on. Something grows inside of you and forces its way out of your body. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
Okay, and what kind of time frame after exposure do these symptoms occur?
Symptoms occur rather rapidly in most cases. However, at times it has taken up to 2 days for this to occur.
Okay, so we have been on the Kronos for a matter of hours and have been in spacesuits the entire time.
This should provide adequate protection. However, once you remove yourselves from the spacesuits, I would recommend being inoculated immediately.
And what does the inoculation
Hell, I'll do it now.
exactly?
The inoculation will prevent you from having the agent. The agent infects the person, and I guess I don't know the science. There should be some really
You're
cool
saying if we
scientific.
get the shot, we don't have to wear face masks anymore?
Well, basically you're not going to have the burster come out of you.
I didn't want to say it.
And I'm sure there's a really cool way to say it, but I'm drawing a blank on how to say it. Essentially,
Got it.
if you take this, you won't have to worry about this burster coming out of you.
Well, I'll
According to
probably
them.
I'll probably keep my suit on, but just in case anything goes wrong, I'd like to have the inoculation, in case I get a crack in the shield, in the face shield or something.
Yes, there were supplies in Scilab 1 and additional supplies in Scilab 2, as well as the medical bay.
The Scilab 1 is where I encountered the creature. And the captain was in the process of gathering some of those samples when she was attacked.
There looks like there might be more than one of these things. There was the little critter that crawled out of the guy's head when he blew up, and then there was another one that I guess it sounded like a full-grown guy in a spacesuit that turned into one of these things. Is there more than one kind?
Ava looks at you and says, "That does not fit the description of the entity that I have been faced with."
Which one did you face?
Which one? Yeah.
The entity that you described bursting from the crew member is what I have encountered and attempted to subdue.
Okay, so looks like you got more than one person at the party then.
And Ava, you said that you were unable to subdue the entity. Was that just recently?
The syncing of my chronometers indicate that that was approximately 71 years ago. Actually, it'd be 72 years ago.
Okay, well, there's another one loose on the ship now, along with the full-grown thing loose on the ship. Although that could still be locked back in.
We do have a ex-colonial marine aboard that could be of assistance.
Who's that?
Bug stompers.
Valerie Reed is a former colonial marine and now a security agent for the Kronos.
If he was a bug stomper, he'd be invaluable. That's all I'm saying.
And if they're infected and we let them amongst us and they start bursting open.
But we still keep a shotgun and a flamethrower, man.
I think we're going to need more than that.
Ava, does this tub have another arms locker? Small arms or anything like that?
Yes, there's an arms locker on this deck.
Great. Let's go crack it open.
Roger that. Follow me.
Okay, that is over here. Let me get that pulled up here.
Vestibule 1.
Yep.
All right, guys.
And that, let's see here,
Stick
that's
together.
going to be...
Do you want us to move our tokens over there?
Yeah, please. Yeah, so you've got these storage lockers, and then you've got these... One of these is the armory. And it is keypadded here, and looks like it's got a... you're going to have a access card to get in.
Ava, can you open this for us, please?
Yes, Ava is able to open that and override that. So she overrides it, and you step in, and this armory's pretty much stripped almost bare. However, there is a single Armat M41A pulse rifle with 1 reload left in it.
Oh, man, I hope that bug stomper's all right. You give him one of these, we'll be in much better shape.
A case of shotgun shells.
Like that. Drop that into my tool
I'll
bag.
go ahead and take the pulse rifle for now, too.
Okay.
Just wondering if Davis should go with something a little bit more selective.
So let me tell you about the good old M41A pulse rifle, whoever grabbed that.
Davis, you want to trade? Step it up to the shotgun and I'll hold on to the flamethrower.
All right, so the pulse rifle is a bonus of +1, does a damage of 2, has long range, it is armor piercing, and full auto.
Well, Davis is pretty good with a gun. She's very dexterous, very agile. We may want to put the best weapon in her hand.
If Davis wants to take the pulse rifle, I have no issues with that. Here you go.
And the only problem is someone's got to carry the flamethrower, and that person may not be as good. And that's not a forgiving weapon.
Davis is just going to have to pick then. Does Davis want the flamethrower or the pulse rifle? Make the decision.
Davis wants the pulse rifle.
Then I will take the flamethrower.
Best of luck. Make us proud.
While you're all kind of chit-chatting about who's going to get what, around the corner steps something horrific.
Oh.
Dude with the suit.
No.
This is not the right time of year to be dressing up as Halloween.
This
Hey,
steps around the corner.
how big is it?
7.5 feet tall.
Oh, Jesus.
Shouldn't be too hard. They're all the same height, lying down.
And we're going to do initiative this time. So,
I think Cham should be happy that I'm not carrying the flamethrower anymore.
I don't think I've got my initiative deck in this. I don't think I've got an initiative deck on this one here. Yeah, I haven't put it in there. So, go ahead and roll.
You just hit the initiative dice button.
Yep, just give me that. And see, we've got Cham. And we've got Wilson. And we've got Ava. And We got Rye. And got Davis. Is that everybody? Okay. Okay. So Cham and Rye, 5 and 5. What's your agilities, each of you?
3.
Okay. So Rye's going to go first there.
Yeah, mine is also a 3.
Okay, so Wilson, what did you roll?
4.
4. Oops, I got Rye on here twice too. Davis, what did you roll?
Dave's got a 4.
Let me see here. I need to roll Ava also. Wow, everybody's rolling 4s here.
Is this also a lower the better roll?
No, you want this to be high.
No, you want this to be low. This is
Okay.
1 would go first, all the way down to 10. If I had the initiative cards, 10 would go last. So
Oh, okay.
1 is better. Low is better.
Too much time playing Mutant Year Zero.
I know. It's Wilson. What did you get?
4.
4. I think you told me that. Sorry if I asked you twice. And then my guy. Ooh, bummer.
Nice.
I moved dead last. I came around the corner, and I guess you surprised me. Descending? Nope, I got to do it the other way. We're too much Mutant Year Zero, like you said.
Is there such a thing as too much Mutant Year Zero?
Not really. We're going on almost 3 years of that game. About 2.5 years in, almost.
I'd
Good
love to
game.
give it a try sometime if you're looking for an extra player. So.
We are. It's highly possible. All right, so Davis, you get to move first in this
Sweet.
cluster of a hallway here.
Okay, Dave. So how far is that? What's the range bands like?
You are in
in
short
this
range, essentially.
And
You've
between
got-
me
you've got-
and the 7-foot
Actually,
albino monster is champ.
You've got what's called arm's length, then you've got near, short, long, and distant, okay? And essentially, you're really actually in the near band right here. This is considered near in this area.
Yep.
Super uber close.
Now, looking at the range fire modifiers. So this would be like Twilight 2000. You get a quick and a long action. Is that correct? Or
Yeah, you've got a fast and a slow,
that's what I meant.
and you can
Yeah.
do 2 fast, or a fast and a slow. Yeah.
So a fast range to do an aimed.
There's no negatives for a snapshot in this.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yep.
So we don't have to worry about that. How close is Chem? I'm just thinking it'd be like cinematic to try and shove or elbow Davis out of the way, or just move to the side and let off a burst with the pulse rifle. I'd rather not shoot over the shoulder of Cham.
Wilson, he's the one there. Jam's up at the top of the screen.
Oh, sorry.
Go for it. Screw him.
It's the company guy. We got plenty of those.
Oh, it's a company guy. Oh,
We got a spare. He's locked down in cryo.
Yeah. Well, here I was trying to think he was one of the good guys. Well then, let's get some range dice going. Do I add any modifiers for the attack on the large albino monster?
No, I'm going to say you're a flat because you're shooting around people. It's a you actually get negatives as you get closer on some of these things when it's this close to try to use a ranged weapon. So just a flat roll for me,
Okay.
and then you can look up your stunts. Well, roll your panic roll,
Holy crap.
and
That's bad.
it's not.
Yeah, that's once-
He has to roll really bad to be a problem here. Well, he did roll bad.
He rolled bad enough.
Let's see
You were
here.
saying.
Never
I don't-
underestimate our ability to roll poorly.
Ah,
8. That's just a tremble. So you're going to be at a -2. The bad thing is in this game, when you roll a facehugger in ranged combat, you essentially unload the clip. So this thing
Which
comes
would
around the
make
corner,
sense.
and you're like, "Prah, prah, prah, prah," oh my gosh, and just completely waste the magazine. Empty it trying to shoot this thing, okay? But you did get a success, and that does, what did I tell you on that? It's a 2 points damage?
Damage.
With armor piercing.
Yep, 2 points of damage, armor piercing. Let's see what I've got here.
In case that thing's got armor.
No, nothing there.
Suck it, Neo.
Okay, so 2 points. I'm going to take that. Ouch. Okay. Next is Ava. Ava is going to make a move roll to get through this crowded hallway here. Or a mobility roll. Again, talking mutant year 0 here. All right, kind of and gets beside it. And that's going to be a close combat attempt here. Oh, gets a hit. Full armor for that one, though. Oh, gets it in. Pimp slaps it. All right.
those androids, they lift.
Yep. Wilson?
Wilson is going to duck through one of these doors.
Here or here? Okay.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
closest one is right here beside me. So
Okay. To
I'm gonna
activate the
duck through-
door and make that move, that'll be your turn, okay?
Yep, and I'm going to close it.
Closing the door behind you. I love it. Okay. Very Paul Reisner there.
He's my inspiration for this character.
Cham.
Damn. Falls back on his what he knows best, which is using tools to solve problems. And he will spend a story point for this one. He reaches down and grabs the bolt gun that's hanging from his tool belt, just swings it up, lines up with the thing's head, and goes, pow!
Okay. That's a
So
ranged
I'll burn
combat roll?
I will burn a story point for the success.
Oh, okay. Boom. And that is
Armor piercing, 3 damage.
Armor piercing, 3 damage. Okay. Man, figures that's now when you want to use your story point. And once again, armor has failed me.
Yeah,
Okay.
that bolt gun shoots railroad spikes, basically.
Yeah. So you shoot this thing, and it goes into this thing's torso, and it screams and hisses. It is not at all happy about this. Yeah. It's not happy, but it is still standing.
If I shoot this thing with the flamethrower, am I going to risk hitting Ava?
No. No, you're good.
All right. I'm going to step up and use a story point to shoot at this thing with the flamethrower.
Okay. Hose away.
Now I'm using a story point, so just boom, take the success.
Oh,
I'm
that's
not gonna
okay.
risk
You're
panicking it.
yeah. So I need 9 dice. Because that's got a flame or a
Burning effect.
Yeah, burning effect
Okay.
of 9.
Do I just roll?
Just roll 9
D6s?
6-sided dice. Yeah. And you've got 1 success there. Okay, and then it does 1 point of damage. So let's see if you're going to get through my armor on that. No. Flames go all over this thing, and you don't have any effect. It doesn't look like it bothered it. All right.
Beans.
And I've got Avon here twice. I don't know why I've got Avon here twice. That's my bad. All right.
Really fast.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Well, no, I'm going to go ahead and hit Ava. That's the closest to me right first. Let's see, we're going to do... Yeah, this one right here. Woo!
Goodbye, Ava. I really liked you, but
Yeah, Ava is ripped in half.
technically still alive.
Yep. Actually, I got to roll a crit on that. The androids take a crit. Ooh. Android crits. Lemon? Yeah. Somebody roll a d6 for me. Both legs are destroyed, non-functional. The android must stay prone and only... So that's appropriate. Ripped in half. The legs are gone. And just her upper torso. Yeah. And then for the next bit, I'm going to move down here. And
Hi.
For my second attack, I'm going to attack you, Rye. Let's see here.
Beans.
So roll your armor. You've got 3.
Where's that at?
Down on the bottom left in that area. Or actually kind of center bottom armor.
Center column.
Yep, should have
left-hand side at the bottom.
Yep, should have a...
There you go.
Ooh, so you take 1, 2, 3, 4 points of damage. And...
How many can we take?
Give me a... Well, it depends on your strength roll, or your strength.
Eesh.
Before you're broken, then you get a broken roll. Somebody give me a D6 roll again. Okay, let's see here. Hang on just a second. Okay, so basically grabs Rye and rips her in half. And what you are shocked to see is a white material and everything go spraying when she gets ripped in half. And instead of bowels coming out from the eviscerated gut area, there's tubing and wiring and stuff. So Cham, Davis, Wilson probably wouldn't have seen that because he's behind the door. Cham and Davis, take a stress point for the fact that you had no idea that Rye was an android.
What the? No, she wouldn't have time to even say that.
Rye was my buddy.
Yep.
What does that do to me or for me?
Yeah, you're going to be seriously stressed about that, but I mean that you get the stress point.
Yeah.
That's and so we're back at the top for Davis at this point.
Okay, now I would assume a reload would be is it a slow action?
That's a slow action.
Yeah. I could just picture the stress and the shock for Davis, and she's like backing up and reloading the gun. You know, like you see in the movies. You know,
Right.
walking backwards, you know, looking like panicking, and hands are a little bit shaking because she's got the -2 roll, and shaken by what's happening, and trying to put the new magazine in, just to keep her distance from the thing that is ripping people apart that get too close to it.
So that's if you want to move away and change the magazine, that's going to be your turn. Essentially, you won't get to shoot.
That's what I figured. I didn't think that she'd be able to move, reload, and shoot in the same turn. But
okay. So Wilson, what are you doing? You hear this horrific squelching and yell and some yelling outside. Do you stay in your little cubby?
Is there a window that I can look through to see what's going on?
Not on these. These are like storage compartments.
Okay, well, I'm going to look around in here and see if there's something that's going to be more dangerous to this thing than my harpoon.
Nothing that you see.
I'm just going to wait.
Okay. Cham, your turn.
Cham, after seeing his buddy get ripped in twain, and Davis kind of backing past him to reload her weapon, he whips the cutting torch off of his belt. You hear it snap, hiss to life, and he charges this thing.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Reload that damn thing!
All right, make your hand-to-hand combat.
All right, close combat.
Yep, close combat it.
Come on, Cham.
Cutting torch does armor piercing also, I think. Gear.
Okay, why are we not?
Did it not roll?
Hold on. Derp. Cutting torch attack. There we go. Oh, derp. Never mind. Okay, here we go.
Nice! Way to come in clutchy there.
All right.
Look at that. All that stress helping you out.
Yeah. All right. So that's a success.
And that, gentlemen, is how we do that.
And 1 point gets through.
And for the stunt, I will. Sorry.
Oh, what do you want to do? Do you want to apply that to damage, or you really kind of need to apply that to damage at this point because my armor's going to stop the other point. Oh no, it does a damage of 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to do with your stunt?
Oh, I was going to knock it to the ground and. Basically, I charge this thing and knock it over. I'm sitting there like holding the cutting torch on it, burning it.
So, Davis, you see Cham come barreling by you with this cutting torch, and he's kind of lets out a guttural yell, "Reload your gun!" and runs and hits this thing in a full linebacker hit and takes it to the ground and basically stuffs this cutting torch right in this thing's mouth. And you just see the head bubble, blister, and just start melting as the thing flails for just a brief moment before it stops moving and dies there on the deck.
Nice.
Well, now I don't need to reload the gun.
You should reload it anyways. There might be more of these damn things crawling around.
Ah, well. Beans. This sucks. I miss my legs.
Cam kind of picks himself up off this thing, kicks it as it turns and says, "Right."
Hey, well, at least your buddy's not dead, right? Oh, man.
Oh,
This is weird, though, not actually having legs to use.
Yeah.
We turn you and Ava into cat dog or something.
I'm going to call you Bob.
That's funny. That's real funny.
Holy Christ. What the hell is that thing? What happened to Rye? Why is she still alive?
And go ahead and take a stress point because you realize that Rye is an android, and basically nobody knew that Rye was an android.
I think Ryan knew.
Well, yeah.
Wow. Who would go to the trouble of programming an android to be that angry all the time?
Cam is
Just
is
towards you,
working
Sue.
on Rye
Just
and
towards
Ava
you.
trying to seal up whatever damage they've got so they don't keep leaking fluid.
So you want to try to do a heavy machinery on Rye to keep... Yeah, okay.
Kind of stabilize them.
Okay, go ahead. Ooh. This is unnerving for you. Give me a panic roll. Oh, that's a bad one.
Jim does not handle
That's
stress
like
well.
you just want to seek cover. You're like, I'm out. I got to get away from here. So you would probably head to the bridge.
Been a hard time dealing with the fact that my buddy is
Yeah.
Can I attempt that on myself then? If
Yeah, do a contact roll to kind of pinch off different bleeding areas and stuff. Nice.
Oh wait, I guess I don't have stress anymore, right?
No, you don't. You don't. But that's okay. There wasn't anything on there, so.
Your stress level is decreased by 1, but the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range increases by 1.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, everybody's. Yeah, so Cham, take a stress point off from running, and everybody else gains a stress point, except Rye, of course.
Because the guy that just linebacker tackled the alien ran after seeing what was left of his buddy laying on the deck.
Wow. Okay. When I see Cham freak out and start to run off, can I try to calm him down?
Yes, you can try to make a command roll.
Cham, come on. We all need to stay together here. Can't separate. We don't know how many more of these things are out there.
So go ahead and give me a command roll.
I'll try.
I can just see Davis looks down at Ava, looks over at Rye, and she's like, "Are you all androids?"
Give me the panic roll there.
Do I need to roll anything?
No, you got a tremble, but you get it out. You're at a -2. So basically, with that success, Cham, he interrupts your panic, and you stop and kind of take a couple of breaths, okay? What would you do?
His fingers working furiously of his left-hand glove like he'd be working on rosary beads.
Yeah. All right. So.
Hear him muttering a prayer under his breath.
All right, look, everyone. I know this situation's going from bad to worse by the second, but we all got to try to keep our heads here.
Or at least our legs.
Yeah, or at least our legs.
Ouch.
That might have been
So,
a little bit out of character.
We checked
That's
the
good.
armory. Why don't we check the rest of these rooms while we're down here to see if there's anything that we can use? Maybe there's like one of those wheeled carts that we can put Rye
Oh
and
my
Ava
gosh.
on.
Davis just holds this this inner section here and keeps an eye out. But she's
Okay,
got a good view down 3 corridors, so
how much more ammo do you have?
1 magazine.
this is my only reload.
All right.
I kind of wasted it on a spray and pray.
All right. Well, we'll drag
My armor-piercing bullet holes all over the bulkheads down here.
as a GM, when this thing died, does it do the typical alien acid blood burning through the bulkhead thing?
No, it does not.
Okay. So we'll pull Rye and Ava back out of that intersection, back into down this way a little bit, just so they're out of the way while we search the rooms down here.
Okay.
Cham, why don't you help me search these rooms while Davis holds down that intersection for us?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe there's something we can use here.
All right. So while you're searching that, the all-call intercom comes on. Wilson, this is Clayton. I'm still waiting. I think I've got something here that I can tell you that you might be interested in.
Yeah, Clayton, why don't you mention about that 7.5 foot tall albino creature that just ripped 2 of my crew in half?
Well, I would have been happy to talk to you about those kind of things, but you locked us into a cryo, didn't you?
We did. You would have done the same thing in my place with things popping out of your guys' heads.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that.
Of course he doesn't. He's a suit. Oh wait, I don't feel pain.
Quiet down there, half pint.
Your
man.
existential rage was in your lower half.
So you hear Clayton comes back on the intercom. Look, I don't know what Wilson's problem is, but those of the other crew just know that if you help me get off with a couple of samples, we can be rich beyond our dreams if we just get off the ship. And I happen to know a way to get off the ship.
How the fuck do you get off this death trap? You think you're taking samples of this shit back to the
I'm sure
colonized
that
world, civilized
there's an
world?
airlock.
You're fucking nuts.
Not to mention, I also have some very valuable cash bills, $1 million worth. I can make you rich right now.
Don't be stupid, suit. That money doesn't mean anything unless we are somewhere.
Is Ava still functional at all, or is she completely kaput?
She's kaput, pretty much. I did excessive damage to her.
Okay.
But she at least cracked it in the head once. Let's finish our sweep here, Cham, and then we can regroup and figure out what the heck we're gonna do.
Okay, are you going to go down the hall and check some of these then?
We didn't find anything in those other rooms?
No, you've cleaned those out. Those have been cleaned out long ago, pretty much.
All right. Back to the bridge then, folks.
Okay.
Going back to the bridge 4. There's nothing there.
Well, I'm not too keen in going into an unknown area of the ship either right now. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do with those people in the cryo room.
Right. Well, I'd say let's we gotta find a way off of this ship, man.
I don't disagree with that. However, all of the escape pods were jettisoned already.
They didn't have a shuttle. Did they?
The Montero is gone. So
Wait a minute. There's a vehicle bay. Did I see a vehicle bay on the schematics for this thing?
Yes.
No, I'm talking in character here.
Mhm.
Vehicle bay. Dex. Shit. Duct tape.
That's
D.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something down in the vehicle bay. There might be an EVA or a shuttlecraft or something.
and Game Master, we're in deep space, right?
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, Cham, I'm not entirely sure an EVA would be a good idea. We're not anywhere close to a planet.
No, but if there's a shuttlecraft that they didn't jettison, if they took the escape pods and the science module, there might, we had two shuttlecraft aboard the.
Right, but where are you going to shuttle to?
They got cryo, like the shuttlecraft on the whatever our ship was named, with the Montero. It had at least two cryopods, at least, and it had a short range displacement drive. At the very least, we could get off the damn ship, drop two of us down into cryo. The third person, hopefully we're on one of the lanes. We have an active beacon. Might be able to attract enough attention for a rescue.
All right, now think this through for a second. What do you think the odds are of that?
Well, if the beacon functioning at full capacity, I'm a whole lot better than what was trickling out of the wreck here.
It all comes down to what we think our chances are staying where we are.
Oh, hell, man, you want to get rich and die trying here, or do you want to take your chances and get off this fucking death ship? Davis can fly it, I can fix it, and well, Rye really doesn't need cryo anymore, now does he?
It's a better place to hold out. It gives us an escape option. If we hold out here in this corridor, we have nowhere to run.
Yes, I agree. Staying in the corridor is not a good idea. That's why I suggested the bridge. But what are we going to do?
There's nowhere to run from the bridge.
What about the folks in the cryo room?
Those guys, man. People I care about on the ship are standing right here. Davis, Rye.
All lying.
You, I suppose.
Even you.
Even you, Wilson. These guys have been dead for 70 years. I have no problem letting them stay that way. Them trying to bribe us to take these fucking aliens off the ship. Are you kidding me?
Imagine what damage they would do if they got back to insert planet here.
I think maybe our best option is to try to clear the ship and use it to get back. I don't think any kind of shuttlecraft is going to get us out of here.
Tell you what, you go ahead. I'm going down to the vehicle bay and see if I can find a way off this death trap. Davis, you coming?
I'm right there with you.
Cham reaches down and hoists the remains of Rye up, kind of in a fireman's carry or whatever. And watch my back, will you, buddy?
You got it.
Okay. I'm back up to speed. You guys have taken some actions way different than other crews, so sorry about that.
Most normal folks do it a completely different way.
Well, this is... I typically wouldn't have expected to go another session, but this is a good spot to probably pause if we want to take a pause and do a third session, or we can try to push through.
This is getting a little late for me.
Yeah,
late. Yeah,
we're about 9:30.
So.
So let's go ahead and pause it here.
Okay.
And
Still alive.
yeah, we
Yeah, still alive.
it's a chore in this one.
It's kind of a half-life, really.
So we can talk about offline when our next session is. But anyway, we'll go ahead and end the session here. Thank you for tuning into episode 2 of Chariot of the Gods. We hope you enjoyed the session. Before you go, take a moment to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. Make sure you leave us a comment and a thumbs up to help our channel grow. We'll see you next episode, and thanks for watching.